there is so much excitement around Magic right now in general, with Constructed, with Modern, with Legacy, with the unbans and bans and the shakeups that so many people have asked for, but also the good ones that we haven't even asked for, the unbans that came to Modern. And it is an exciting time to be playing Magic in general. But there's one issue. I know y'all really point out how I complain a lot, but this one is important. And look, before I go into the rest of the videos for the week, as I am officially committing to posting 2 to 3 leagues of gameplay a week, and if that means I'm posting on the weekends, I'm posting on the weekends, because I'm excited to be playing Magic right now. Got some Modern Milk coming tomorrow, but there is a problem that was addressed on the weekly MTG stream that was not addressed with a solution. It was just brought to the forefront of everyone's mind, and I think it's going to become a growing issue soon, not like really soon, if it isn't one right now. And that is the issue of reprints. That is the issue of modern card prices and how much more inaccessible certain things will be. Because with the unbans, we are led to believe, and I believe the committee there, that these bans were not made in such a way to monetize off of them. A lot of the cards that were put into the sets that are being printed over the next year were done so 2.5 to almost 3 years ago. They were started to be designed and kind of confirmed a while ago. They didn't make these unbans with a lot of these cards in mind. That means over the next year or so, we will probably not be seeing a reprint of a lot of these cards. And so there's a couple of problematic things we need to go over regarding pricing. And just to kind of relay out the whole picture, because a lot of people, just like Skura here is doing, is showing us that these cards are obviously playable. It is undoubtedly that the most broken card of the modern unbans is Mox Opal. It's definitely not Splinter Twin. Can we all agree? Splinter Twin has probably become the most balanced card out of all of these. It's not doing busted things, whereas Mox Opal is. Faithless Looting, probably perfectly fine as well. We don't see too much endurance in the format right now, but I imagine that's because a lot more people are brewing. They're not necessarily focused on trying to stop all this. We'll see where the metagame ultimately lies. But we have to take a look at prices to really get the whole picture. Now, the One Ring was notably unbanned. Now, I'll bring myself down to the corner here, actually. We will bring ourselves down this way. Where is it? Not that way, this way. And so we see that the One Ring, relatively speaking, has dropped in price. It's still rather expensive. It's bounced back because a lot of EDH players are now going to be picking it up. It's not as low as a lot of people would think it to be. I've seen some people post about, oh, I'll buy the One Ring for 30 bucks, best offer. And people are like, that's not the price you're going to get it for. So it's not going to get there. A lot of EDH players are going to be picking this up. This is a menace in that format as well. Games warp around this card. We'll see where it ultimately lines up. I think especially because Post Malone owns the damn card and Wizards of the Coast is now in charge of the ban list for the EDH format, I don't think we're going to see this banned at all in that format. We don't need Post Malone's investment kind of disappearing. That would just not be a good look for the game at all. So the One Ring dropping, but still has kept a lot of its price history. Even if we kind of zoom in, we still we see it kind of drop. It's still kind of rebounding a little bit to see where that lines up. But the first one, Faithless Looting, unbanned on Monday. This card was never really that expensive. The most it got to was like maybe $2. The foil is obviously really expensive in some cases, and it shot up a bit. Like if we kind of really zoom in here, if we kind of bring this sucker in, if my damn thing will work, if we kind of shoot this sucker in, yeah, it's, 50 cents, kind of shot up a bit. It's not too much. This card is legal in Pauper. It's relatively affordable. The graveyard payoffs tend to be what's expensive. Next card is Splinter Twin. This card shot up a fair amount. As you can see, obviously with every banned and restricted announcement, we see changes throughout the years. We've seen it kind of relatively bottom out for a number of years and then, maybe see it kind of come back. These are like the various banned and restricted announcements bringing it back. We even saw it recently dip again, maybe with an unban. We saw it dip again with them talking about how, yeah, we're not going to be bringing this back at all. And then they brought it back and it promptly went from like $7 a copy to like triple that. So the Splinter Twin players got their investment, and these cards are just going to rise. As we see a lot of the metagame settle, Splinter Twin might go down a bit, but a lot of these are going to settle at where they're at. Honestly, some of these cards we're going to talk about are probably going to rise. Green Sun Zenith has, again, nearly tripled in price. I imagine some of this like being at this price is probably due to like legacy and everything. This has been banned in modern for the longest time. Maybe due to like lack of reprints, or I don't know. I don't think this has really gotten reprinted at all either. Like maybe due to like legacy playability and stuff, it's probably gone up and down. But it's been really low. $10 a copy, relatively speaking, 15 to 20 probably in Canadian. Right now, yeah, tripled in price again. $32 for a card that will not, let me get this clear, this will not be printed into a standard format unless they fundamentally want to change what it means to be a standard player. This will not be, you will not be printing direct tutors into the standard format. No, that's not happening. That is not Standard's current philosophy as the recording of this video. This can only see reprint maybe as a mythic, likely in an EDH set. And that probably won't happen still because of how they handle their reprints. Like these cards that are now coming out the rest of this year have probably already been set in place, set in print. I mean, the way you would reprint this is you'd have to do a Godzilla reprint, because what in the world is a Green Sun Zenith in the world of Marvel? How is something a Green Sun Zenith in the world of Spider-Man? I have a very cursory knowledge of like deep Marvel lore. I have a basis for it. I don't think Spider-Man has any Green Sun Zenith in it. So unless they want to do Godzilla reprints, style reprints, I don't think that's going to happen. The last... Oh Lord, folks, this card has always been expensive. Mox Opal has always been expensive. I mean, like the lowest tier, $50 a copy. We obviously saw it kind of banned. It was kind of up here. Then we saw the ban, and it's been steadily rising in price. Obviously, a lot of playability and legacy, vintage, whatever it might be, and some CDH play as well. Let's see here. So this was Monday, November the 4th, roughly $100. It doubled in price. This is now, on average, a $200 card. This is now a $200 card. This is a card that you need to play a playset of in your constructed decks playing Mox Opal. That is an $800 price tag just for 4 cards. You got to think about taxes too. You're up in the Great White North up here. Our taxes go hard. And this is the US dollar. Imagine this in Canadian. Plus taxes, you're playing likely $1,000 for a playset of Mox Opal if you did not have it. These decks will be dominating the modern metagame. Mox Opal is one of the most single busted cards in the modern metagame. It will definitely be at the top of the metagame. One, if not two, of the top 5 decks in the metagame will be playing Mox Opal, mark my words. $1,000 price tag just to be able to get into that. And then the rest of the cards, forget, the rest of the cards will also have price tags too, because the other cards involved, the Urza Saga and stuff, they will all be increasing in price just to be able to get along with this. There isn't just one Mox Opal shell. There are a ton of shells. There are Kethis combo decks right now. There's Grinding Station combo decks. There's like so many different versions of Affinity. Everyone is playing Mox Opal right now. When is this going to get reprinted? This would probably not even be reprinted into a Commander product, because if you put this into a Commander product, everyone is going to buy out that one Commander product. How do you reprint this efficiently? Because if you print this into a Commander precon, that precon is going to get bought out. Precons are like, I don't know, 40 to 80 bucks, maybe. And then it's going to get shot up in price because you buy this for 80, you get to buy a Mox Opal and sell it for positive EV, keep the rest of the deck. What? How are they reprinting this card? How do you make this more accessible to modern? This unbanned may have actually been one of the worst things that could have happened to modern players, so that they don't have access to these cards. And you know what? Fairly so, you may just be playing the decks that beat Mox Opal. That's fair. Right now, we don't know if those decks are going to be existing. Right now, we don't know if there's going to be a clean rock, paper, scissors. I hope there is. But if you want to play Mox Opal right now, you're playing a hefty price just to be able to play this. I mean, look at Urza Saga. This card, I mean, obviously up and down in price, it's always been relatively expensive. Sees playing Legacy, sees playing Eternal formats, very powerful card. This card has to be shooting up a little bit in value as well, because this card literally just searches up Mox Opal. So not only is it going to be searching up your Ghost Vacuums, your Soul Guide Lanterns, your Lava Spur Boots, your oh my god, that one card that exiles the One Ring, the creature, but obviously that might not be as relevant anymore. Not only does it search those up, it's going to search up your Mox Opal as well. You can replace the Urza Saga for mana, get your Mox Opal, and you're off to the races. It's essentially like you play an Urza Saga on turn 1, it's essentially like casting a Mox Opal on Suspend. like a Mox Opal Suspend 2. That's essentially what you're casting a Mox Opal for. This card is gonna absolutely rise in price. This card has no reprint plan. Lord knows it's a Modern Horizons card. When are we reprinting this? We just got a promo for this, a Texas promo. They know this card is so good, they memed on us. They looked us dead in the eyes, and they took one of the most complicated Magic cards out there, outside of like friggin' 4-mana Omnath and Cryptic Command, and they said, yo, Texas promo version? Yes, that is exactly what Modern players want. They want more confusion. And although I'm on board for it, I need reprints of this card. I don't care that the promo is Texas. That's funny. That's absolutely hilarious. I need reprints for this. Where is the reprint plan? We need to hold people accountable for a reprint plan. It's great that we have unbans. It's great that we now have cards that we had before. And a lot of people that are more enfranchised into the game may have had copies. They've had those funny cases of, break in case of emergency where they had their 4 foil copies of Mox Opal and your Splinter Twins and all that stuff. And now they can finally play them again. I'm happy for you. Everyone else who doesn't have access to copies of this card, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine the MTGO price of some of these cards. And I mean, reprints are really what it comes down to. And for Magic Online, where a lot of people are playing Magic these days, and a lot of people probably have more access to this, I can't even think of like the card hoarder and the mana trader stress on cards like this. Like, they are trying to deeply just make sure people have access to this. And you're probably going to see for a little while the 5-0 leagues and the challenges, or maybe not the challenges, but the 5-0 leagues and a lot of the deck dumps be dominated by DB underscore username. And that is a Dayberg Games account for people that are MTGO creators. I myself have a DB underscore account, DB underscore that mill guy. You've seen all of my recent videos be posted under that username. And that is what's just going to happen, because those accounts have access to every every single card that is implemented on Magic Online. And so you don't have to pay for them. If you are a creator, you make content, you access to that to make more content. I'm happy to bring all of you content, not only just Modern Mill, but if you want to see Affinity, if you want to see Twin, if y'all want to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm happy to make that gameplay. But those are the MTGO creators. There are a limited amount of them. A lot of you watching this video may not have access to those cards. And I hope at least with the unbans coming down the line, that you have access to a deck. You have a deck that you do maybe have the ability to get some Splinter Twins, to get some Green Sun Zeniths. Maybe you do have a deck where some of these cards slot into, and you're able to play a deck that doesn't have to worry about the Mox Opal lack of reprint. I hope a lot of you do have access to that card, and you are able to play an anti-Mox Opal deck, because I promise you Mox Opal will be at the top of the metagame. It will be. A Mox Opal deck, if not two of them, will be some of the best decks in the modern metagame right now. Mark my words, that card is busted. We have Moxes as part of the Power 9 for a reason. We have been trying to copy, we have been trying to just replicate the sheer power of the original Moxen for decades. That's how we went too far and created whatever the hell Mox Tantalite was. Mox Tantalite is so ass that ain't nobody playing that card outside of some brew. Ain't nobody playing that card outside of some Spike Brew. And it's got to be some deep combo deck. We have tried so hard to replicate this. We banned Mox Opal out of the format. I've advocated for this card's unban. But I also now need to do my due diligence as a creator, as a content creator, as a modern player, and advocate for this card's reprint. This card needs to be reprinted ASAP. We need a legitimate reprint plan for all of these cards. And I hope every single one of you in these comments don't take this video as me just screaming at the moon and being upset, but also join me in holding a lot of these people accountable. Like every time we see the videos come out, we see these streams, we need to be going on these streams and commenting, what is the reprint plan? Reprint plan, reprint plan. What is, go on Mark Rosewater's Tumblr, his blog, and be like, how are we reprinting these cards? We need an answer. Or are you just going to ban it again in March? Because what the hell is the point of that? What is the point of that? There is a world where Mox Opal can live in the modern metagame. There is a world. It is doing busting things, but there is a possibility. But that also needs to come with a really good reprint plan. I mean, look at the next year of sets. Aether Drift, that ain't happening. That set is in print. That set is printed. Distributors have that set. 100% distributors have that set. Tarkir, printed. Final Fantasy, printed. Edge of Eternity's printed. Spider-Man, probably printed. Probably. It says TBA, probably. This one, maybe we could, probably not. We probably cannot introduce new cards into this. For the next year, we will likely not be seeing reprints of these cards. What's the plan? Give me a plan in 2026. I want Mox Opals reprinted at rare in a standard legal set. Just ban them. or in a specialty set or a straight to modern set. I mean, we don't even have those anymore. Everything is just goddamn standard legal. How do we reprint these cards? It's a travesty. We can't just be unbanning these cards, shining a little carrot in front of players' heads, and be like, we can't reprint it, so ban the damn card. That's exactly what's gonna happen. They don't have a real plan to reprint this card. They're just gonna freaking ban it again in March. That makes me so mad. We have a world where we can have the modern we want. Friggin' keep the Opal, unban Pod, unban GT, unban so much of the garbage that's on the modern ban list. I hope the Splinter Twin thing shows everyone that Splinter Twin is not a busted Magic card. Splinter Twin is not winning nothing. It's 5-0ing, sure, but it might win a challenge here and there. But Mox Opal is the more busted thing. Let's be freaking honest. Reprint these cards, not just Mox Opal, but reprint it all. What is the plan? Someone let me know in the comment section down below. What do you believe is a good way to reprint these cards? Have we heard something about the reprint plan and I'm just missing it? Because I don't see it. I want to advocate for reprints. Y'all are here to play modern. I'm here to play modern. We are at such an exciting time to be playing constructed Magic. Outside of these unbans, Foundations is apparently saving standard. I'm getting back. I've downloaded Arena again. I'm looking to play standard. I'm looking to play constructed Magic. I am so excited and happy to be playing constructed Magic, but I have to do my due diligence. I am screaming to the moon to say we need reprints. We need them now. Comment that down below. We need reprints. We need them now.